Glad to meet you all today. I'm with the familiar concept integers. We have been learning this right from our 7th standard, yet it looks very strange to us. Let's get to know it a little closer. Right? Integers. What are integers? As soon as we get to know this name, we get the minus numbers in our brain. Okay, and we never use these minus numbers. An integer is represented by the symbol Z. Okay, and these minus numbers are a bit confusing because we never come across them in our day-to-day life. And how can they exist? Yeah, minus numbers, let me tell you, minus numbers are, that is, we are deficit of, that is called minus. That means now you have 20 rupees in your pocket, right? And there is something that you have to buy. It costs 30 rupees, right? And you have just 20 rupees in your pocket, and then you have a friend beside you. So the 30 rupees thing that you want to buy is very essential. You need it, you want it, right? And now you have to buy it, you want to buy it, you have just 20 rupees. So what will you do? Immediately you ask your friend for the 10 rupees. The friend gives you 10 rupees, right? So totally you bought that thing whichever you wanted to buy. You bought it for 30 rupees, but you spent only 20 rupees, and 10 rupees you have borrowed from your friend. That is the minus 10 rupees. Okay, so as soon as you get the money from your daddy or your mummy, immediately you repay the 10 rupees. That means as soon as daddy gives you 100 rupees, what do you do? You will give the 10 rupees that you have borrowed from your friend, and the 90 rupees only belong to you. Though daddy gave you 100 rupees, already 10 rupees you have borrowed. Now only 90 rupees belong to you. Can you follow that? That is, a thing costed 30 rupees. So you had only 20 rupees you borrowed from your friend. Okay. So that gave you the money. Now you are deficit of 10 rupees. Daddy gave you 100 rupees. Immediately you repaid your friend, and what belongs to you is 90 rupees. Generally, where we come across this concept is a few days before we used to have this recharge in the phone. When the recharge is over, there used to be a facility. You can borrow 5 rupees, you can borrow 10 rupees. That way the recharge used to be there, right? And we used to, in an emergency case, we used to borrow those 5 rupees and make a call, and that was all done. Then after some days we get the money and we recharge. As soon as we recharge, whatever we borrowed, those 5 rupees or 7 rupees, whatever we borrowed, that gets deducted, right? You might have recharged for 100 rupees, but the 20 rupees or 10 rupees or whatever you had borrowed, that gets deducted. So that is a minus. Whatever you have borrowed comes under minus. Is it clear to all? That means that value is not with us, yet virtually it exists with us in the form of minus. Got it? Now, we are going to learn about the calculation in integers. So, integers, you have minus numbers as well as plus numbers, right? So, in integers, we have additions, subtractions. First, we will go with additions. Okay, so suppose there are two plus numbers, so no problem at all. That means if 20 is there, 20 is nothing but plus 20. If there is no symbol existing in front of a number, that means there is plus in front of it. Okay, if there are two plus numbers, 20 plus 30, plus you add it, okay, and that is plus 50. Now if you have a minus number and a plus number, that is, suppose plus 40 minus 10. What would you do? This is a plus number, this is a minus number. Then you have to see which is the bigger number. Okay, forget about the symbol. Just see which is a bigger number. 40 minus 10. How much will it give you? 30. Then put the symbol of the bigger number. What is our bigger number here? 40 is our bigger number. What is the symbol? If there is no symbol, that means plus is understood. Okay. So what's the symbol of 40? Plus. So our answer is plus 30, or you can ignore the plus also. Right. Suppose you have two minus numbers, that is minus 30, minus 20. what will you do? So first understand this concept, that is, you borrowed 30 rupees from one friend and 20 rupees from another friend, or you borrowed 30 rupees from a friend, again borrow 20 rupees from a friend. How much are you deficit of? Yes, you are deficit of 50 rupees. You have borrowed a total of 50 rupees. That is why when there are two minus, what do? You add the numbers. 30 and 20 give you 50 and put the minus symbol without fail. That means you are deficit of 50 rupees. Is that clear? And suppose there is subtraction and addition come under the same. Now, if there is this way, if there is minus 30 minus of minus 20. If it is this way, firstly we will get to know about multiplication, then we will come to this calculation, right? Yes, we will go with multiplication. In multiplications, what you do is minus into minus will give you plus, plus into minus will give you minus, and plus into plus as usual plus, right? When there is a minus and a minus beside each other, it becomes plus, right? So what was the sum that I told you? 30 minus of minus 20. So what will happen? 30 minus into minus. What will happen? This gives you 30 plus 20. Minus into minus. Here there is no into. So in the previous video also I have told you, if there is no symbol, that means multiplication is understood over there. So 30 minus into minus plus 30 plus 20 will give you 50, right? If it is 30 plus minus 20, what would you do? 30 minus into plus. It would become minus. Okay, so this becomes 30 minus 20, which will give you 10. Okay, suppose it is minus 30 minus of minus 20. What will you do? Minus 30 remains as it is. Minus into minus plus. Minus 30 plus 20. Now you again recollect what we did in addition. Or one is minus, one is plus. Remove, subtract the smaller number from the bigger number. So what's the smaller number here? 20 is a smaller number. Remove 20 from 30. Right. So what will you get? 10. And then look which one is a bigger one. Put the symbol of that one. Okay, which is the bigger one? 30 is a bigger one. And what symbol does it have? It has minus symbol. Put the minus symbol. Hope this is clear to you all. Let us go with division. Division, how you do? Minus 30 by 3. Suppose it is this way. So here it is plus. So when one is minus, one is plus, what would you do? The minus remains. Okay. So 3 ones are 3. 3 tens are 30. This gives you minus 10. Suppose there are minus on both numerator and denominator. What would you do? Cancel both of them. 3 ones are 3 tens are. This gives you 10. So if there is a in the denominator there is 1, you can ignore it, because any number is such that the denominator is always 1. Okay, so 2 minus 2 plus. If plus and plus is there, you all know it. Okay, so this is a basic calculation that we ought to know to go into the further calculations in our arithmetics. Hope this session was useful to you. See you again with some other useful concepts in mathematics. Thank you.